All right, what's going on? I wanted to talk about something that I remember when it happened. It happened about 15 minutes away from me, and the guy that was responsible for this situation, he had a very shocking response for his actions and choices that he made. But yeah, let's check this one out because I mean it's crazy.
Days will always be brighter because my son existed. The nights will always be darker because he's gone.
A mother's pain after losing her child. She faced the man who took her son's life in court today. The man who drove drunk, making shocking statements before learning his fate. Good evening to you. I'm Brian Loftus.
I'm Denise Valdez. The 8 News Now investigator Vanessa Murphy was inside the courtroom during those tense moments at the driver's sentencing.
This is a day the family of Kamari Jordyn Wolfe has been waiting for. The man who drove drunk and killed the 5-year-old child will head to prison, the judge sentencing him to 5 to 12 and a half years.
The days will always be brighter because my son existed. The nights will always be darker because he's gone.
Jasmine Wolfe facing the man who took her son's life in October of 2023. She had just dropped Kamari off near school. Guillermo, Senobua, also a parent of a child at Somerset Academy in North Las Vegas, driving drunk and pulling out of a line of cars, fatally hitting the child.
He selfishly got taken away by a choice that you made.
The family asking Clark County District Court Judge Jessica Peterson for the maximum sentence of 20 years and sharing their grief. Another tragic part of all of this, Kamari's older brother witnessed the crash and ran for help.
My 7-year-old grandson saw him run over my 5-year-old grandson.
Senobua previously pleaded guilty to a felony charge of driving drunk and causing death. But Wednesday, through a translator, he tries to backtrack, shows self-pity, and rambles.
I want them to know that my suffering is worse than theirs.
He fails to show remorse.
I'm appalled that you would actually say that.
Until Peterson.
Man, that's just crazy. So this guy, he had the nerve to stand there and claim that his suffering is worse than the family's. The judge was stunned. I mean, this I don't know. This dude just had no remorse for what he did, and out there. I mean, that early. I mean, early in the morning, drunk, and then you eh, near school. Like that's crazy, man. That's wild.
I'm really sorry for that baby.
Senobua tried to prevent his blood alcohol level results from being part of the case, saying there was a language barrier since he's Spanish-speaking. Peterson said no, pointing out he's heard speaking English on police body camera video and in jail phone calls. Jasmine Wolfe says she and her family will now work to heal, and she has these words for her late son.
You did not die in vain, and that I love you unconditionally.
Jasmine Wolfe says she's working with local organization Stop DUI. She's also creating a foundation in Kamari's name to help other kids pay for sports, something Kamari loved. Reporting in downtown Las Vegas, Vanessa Murphy, 8 News Now.
Man, that's just wild. You know, his response. Um, like I said, even the judge was stunned, by his response. But I, I mean, when you talk about drunk driving, I mean, it's not an excuse. Let's be clear about that. Not when you have. Well, I mean, it's not an excuse, but because you got things like Uber, Lyft, and all these other different things and alternatives out there. I mean, shoot, you could get a family member or a neighbor or a friend, to give you a ride, or you know, it's just not an excuse. It's a choice, and it's a selfish and reckless one that ruins lives. Now, to add to this tragic situation, this guy, if you think about it, he was out there drunk early in the morning and he was dropping off his own kid at school. So you got to let that sink in. He was driving his work van around stopped vehicles in the school's drop off zone, and he hit 5-year-old Kamari Wolfe, and the kid was crossing the parking lot. That just shows the recklessness of his actions, choosing to drive drunk, not only endangering other people on the road before even getting to the school, because you got to think there had to be a starting point. He had to get in his car or his vehicle, starting out from his house, and then the travel time to get there, and all of that with his own kid in the vehicle, and he's hammered. But to go back to that statement that he made in the court, he's basically saying, I'm the bigger victim here. But like I said, I mean, that just shows how little he truly cared. I mean, I think real remorse isn't about your suffering. It's about acknowledging the pain that you cause others. His words revealed exactly who he is. Now, I understand that people make mistakes. We all do. But when your mistake cost a 5-year-old child their life, when your actions take someone away from their family and robs them of their whole future, then you have to be held accountable. This drunk driving thing, or driving while intoxicated, I mean, it just causes so much destruction, and I've seen the mangled cars and bodies, just the aftermath, just from my time, being on the road and stuff like that. And in a lot of these situations, the people who cause these accidents, and they're drunk while they're driving, they walk away, and that's something that I never understood. It's like when what was that other situation out here when with the NFL guy, yeah, former NFL player Henry Ruggs, he hit Tina Tintor and took her life and the life of her dog, and he was he was drunk, and he walked away still alive. So this guy who took Kamari's life, he got 5 to 12 and a half years, and a lot of people don't, they don't think it's enough time. Is it enough time? I don't know, but um, hopefully he learns from this, and hopefully the family can just find a way to heal and just get some closure. But you have to stay mindful of what you're doing out here, and don't let your poor choices uh, have an impact on the lives of other people, because there's no amount of excuses that will make it right once things go wrong, especially if somebody loses their life. Um, I just don't know what it is, man. People get in these cars and they drunk, they're high. I see it every day. I'm on the road. I don't know if they're drunk or not, but I know for sure they're high because I can smell the marijuana when I'm on the road, and it's like, come on, man. I don't know, but you playing with fire, man. But hopefully, like I said, the family can just find some closure. I know it's not going to bring their son back, but like I said, people just gotta just, I don't know, man, think about stuff, and think about the consequences before they start doing stuff. Maybe start at the end and ask yourself, like, hey, should I be doing this right now? Is this a good idea? But anyway, y'all take care, stay safe, stay smart, and just make better choices. Peace, y'all.